and I feel.
Thank goodness it is Friday.
Oh, is this Pearl Jam?
This is Temple of the Dog, but Pearl Jam's a good guess because Eddie Vedder is involved in that song, and it went away.
Such a distinctive voice. Drew was singing that in the studio before we got on the stream.
So it's like our producer pulled it up there. Yeah, Temple of the Dog was a collaboration between Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam, Chris Cornell of Soundgarden, and a few members of each band. It was a fantastic song.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. Nina, you seem...
Nina's off today.
Yeah, what you doing? What's you doing?
I'm just getting
You seem like
I'm
shorter.
ready for today to be
there we go.
over.
I don't like my shot. My shot in these box, I always feel like
Everybody's got an issue with the monitor.
I'm barely up that banner.
Do you have anything you can stand on? Telephone.
Well, then I become too tall. I'm a man that just can't find the right height.
You made a good joke about that today.
That was funny.
I did appreciate that.
All
right, you guys, what are you doing this weekend? Rod is going officially with 79 written, but he says we may crack 80.
Yeah, models give Kelso Longview 80 today.
Can I do something quick? Because you guys can see what's happening in the studio. Michael, can you put those down right here? Would you mind? We have a viewer on Sunrise Extra who watches us, I know, daily. Her name is Jennifer Taft. If you watch Sunrise Extra, you've heard the name because she comments all the time with some funny anecdotes. And then just now, outside the main doors of our studios,
we have donuts.
One of our engineers.
Can't see what it says.
It's
Heavenly Donuts.
Yeah, Heavenly Donuts. One of our engineers here, Michael, went outside, had the newspaper, and he also saw these. I said, I bet you who sent those. Probably Jennifer Taft. And sure enough, it says, from Jen. Thanks, Morning Sunrise. So extra. Thanks for all you do. So I don't know how our boss feels about food being delivered to the station during the pandemic.
He's on vacation.
Good point, Rod. Good point. So we do appreciate that, though,
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much. That's
allowed
so sweet.
In the studio.
Yeah,
No,
Rod can't even come in here with us.
The donuts are allowed in, but Rod
This is a problem.
We'll bring you one out. How about that?
All right, we're talking about Rod's favorite topic today. We're talking weather. Beyond the obvious, how's the weather where you live? We want to know maybe some things you like to do when the weather gets as warm and sunny as it's going to be this weekend. Rod's talking low 80s throughout the valley. There's the sun right now. We're talking about you, son.
Yeah.
Other topics could be favorite beverage that you enjoy on a warm, sunny day. And then perhaps, how about this one?
Give me a
fashion no-nos when the weather gets warm.
Fashion no-nos.
Like things you don't like to see people wear.
That was my idea for his Drew and You. He's always looking for questions. He goes around the room before he does a Drew and You and asks, like, hey, what should I ask people? To get kind of a good variety of questions, and that was mine. Like, what's your summer fashion pet peeve?
I'm just going to do the glaze, man.
Oh, look at him. He is just mowing down back there.
Nina, while Rod gets the donuts, would you like to share maybe what one of your summer wardrobe pet peeves would be? I was thinking
guys in tops that maybe, wardrobe consultant, Brenda, who told us that if you don't have toned arms, which I don't, you should wear sleeveless dresses, but I do. She also told me I should never pull back my hair, and I pulled it back the day after she told me that, just because I'm quite the contrarian.
No, it's kind of
girl.
Oh, yeah. Here, who do we have?
That's the situation, right?
I don't like them.
That's the situation.
Tops.
Oh, Paulie D. That was close. Part of the Jersey Shore crew.
Yeah.
Wait, I just have to, I'm going to piggyback off Nina.
Yeah.
Because I am feeling a little peevish these days.
Peevish?
I was told not to ever wear this hair, and I'm like.
But I love that you are.
We are
contrarians. Yes.
We are contrarians.
And Brenda and Nina always tell me I should wear a tie, and I'm not wearing a tie today. We're giving everyone and all of each other the big.
I like you in a tie. I think it looks nice.
So, Drew, you were asking folks about, or no, I don't even think you asked. I think somebody volunteered that she didn't like guys to take off their shirts. Was that just a blanket
Well,
statement?
I asked the people on the street, is there something they don't like to see people do fashion-wise when the weather gets warmer? Kind of just laid it out there generically, and then she said...
Not me, but a lady in your story.
A lady in the story in Vancouver, where we went for this, said, I don't like how guys seem to so quickly take off their shirts when the temperature gets just a little warm. Then I started saying, well, how hot should it be before a guy can take off his shirt? And then people had some fun with that. But I have thought it to be strange in the past, like, for guys just to take the shirt off while walking down the sidewalk.
Like what
on a
about
city
when you're
street?
jogging or running or something?
Yeah.
Totally, that's
Even then,
fair
if a woman
Really?
if a woman, I guess I can't say can't because I guess a woman could, but women don't take their tops off in public when exercising.
Running sports bras.
And why is that?
Yeah.
But so it should be either all or nothing. Either we're all taking our tops off when we're exercising outside, or no one should really do it. Why should it just be guys only?
Yeah.
I can hear Cassie, our producer, laughing in the background. You guys, I mean, women, are you with me? I'm trying to support the female
I think
cause.
running, it's totally fine. There is a guy in my neighborhood that, I don't know who or what his story is, but he wears a floppy, woven, straw hat. He wears short, too tight for him, khaki shorts. And he walks with a canvas tote bag and just walks shirtless.
That's my Uncle Fred.
Just shorts.
He's doing
and a straw hat with a canvas bag and just walks. And it's not even warm out. It might not even be sunny, and he's shirtless in too tight for him canvas shorts.
One day,
it's weird.
Not too long ago, it was like February when it was not even warm out yet. There was an older gentleman, I'll say older, and running up to Williger, past as you head towards, if you're coming from Highway 43 in Lake Oswego, running towards Lewis and Clark College.
Sure.
He's going up the hill, and that's a hill, and he is running, and it looked to me like a tremendous struggle for him. But he's out there, and he's doing it, right? And he's got no shirt on top of that, and I had to slow down just to make sure, is he okay? Is he running from something? Or is he really just out there exercising in February, no shirt on, and struggling? Yes, it was just a couple of months ago.
I missed that part.
Yes.
You know, I haven't been a runner for a while, but when I was, I know how hard that is. And every time to this day, every time I see somebody running uphill at a good clip, I stop by and I'm like, yes, go. Good for you.
Because I'm not doing anything. And if you're doing anything, then you should be commended for it.
I'm always like, you fool. My car's so comfortable. I got the radio on.
This gentleman, by the way, Brenda, was running at a good clip, but I cannot say it was a good gait. He was moving, but it was arms were kind of flailing, and he was kind of jerky. Man, he's going down.
He's out there. I don't want people talking about me, so I'm not going to talk about them. Oh, no. Director Brian says, was he wearing Crocs?
He was not wearing the Crocs. A fashion statement for some, though, during the summer months.
Oh, Monica Shearer, I know what you mean. She says sandals with feet that look like talons. The toe shoes.
Yeah.
What are those called?
I don't know. Toe shoes?
Where your toes go in individual pockets.
Yeah.
Toe shoes. Those kind of weird me out a little bit.
That's funny.
Hey, Christy says, I think you should wear what you feel okay in.
Yeah.
If people don't like it, don't look.
Yes.
There you go. Well, we can't encourage that as TV people. We really do need the people to look often, every day between 5 and 7 a.m., ideally on television. But, I am a lot more comfortable when I'm not wearing the tie. I just feel like I can breathe easier. I'm looser. I'm having more fun with the show. When you put the tie on and things get tightened up here, I just feel like I'm serious.
That must be terrible.
But you do look very handsome.
That's not a complaint.
It's true.
It's an observation.
No, I think you should do you. Sheila Speck says, please keep your tops on. I just like to sit outside to soak up some sun, sometimes read outside, love to walk, but can't even do that now. Aw.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Howard was saying, is it going to be warmer in Newport? Again, beach temperatures will be in the 70s today and tomorrow. So if you like it to be warm at the beach, Sunday gets a cooler west wind. Little weather tidbit there for you.
John
Nina
Noah says...
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. Your mom.
Yeah.
Hey, Linda.
Streaming.
What? Oh.
Yeah, Daisy Dukes. That's a no-no, according to Linda.
But what are those? Just too short of shorts?
Super short, little
butt
cut-offs.
cheek shorts?
Exactly. I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
Came back within the last,
when Lincoln
year
High School,
so.
right next to us was in session, you would see the girls walking to school in the morning, butt cheeks hanging out.
No. That would not have
And
flown
crop
at my
tops.
house.
Brenda and I were talking about everything 90s is back. Drew, in your video, you had a guy rollerblading, an adult man rollerblading, which is, I think, awesome. I may buy a set of rollerblades. I see them everywhere now, rollerblades.
Why did
And
that
then I
go
saw-
away anyway? Because I
don't know.
rollerblades, it looks fun, right? I don't
It's
know why it
super
went
fun.
away. Yeah.
I see a lot of people in roller skates. I mean, just during the pandemic, anyone kind of looking for ways to get outside. But I saw an ad from Nordstrom yesterday, and they're launching some new women's clothing brand, and they had these dancers on roller skates outside of some Nordstrom store in LA, and they were wearing, the brand of clothes is something 90s, and the caption was like, we're
Bringing back the
90s
90s.
are back or something, and they were doing this store launch. I'm like, what is going on with the 90s?
Oh,
It doesn't seem like it was that long ago that this stuff is coming
pleated
back already.
pants. Oh my God, I think I
Mom
had
butts.
those jeans. Like back in the
Yes.
day,
Yeah,
the
they're
little
back
pleated
now.
jeans, high-waisted.
We were talking about how skinny jeans are out, now the mom butts are back. So
Even
that's
the
cool.
the last year of the 90s, obviously 1999. That's 22 years ago already, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
That's,
right?
yeah. Wow.
And Mom, I remember you, since you're chatting with
Yeah.
us. Good morning, Mother. I remember like wearing or picking something, to wear to school or at the store, and thinking and trying to tell her oh, this is so cool. And it was something that I didn't know that was like based off of something from the 70s. And she was like, yeah, I already wore that, like 20 years ago, that was cool in the 70s, and it sucked then and it sucks now, and I think it's ugly. And I was like, well, you don't know. But now I'm that person saying like, why are you guys wearing stuff from the 90s? It wasn't that long
Absolutely.
ago.
I know.
A 70s mix-in with what you're calling the 90s. There was a little bit of a 70s mix-in with that. I'm us old enough to remember what we were wearing in the 70s, yeah.
I am
that was
curious.
Big time.
As long as we have Mama Melhoff on the stream here
be
this morning.
careful.
No, I'll be careful. But Linda, since you're watching, you commented Daisy Dukes being your fashion no-no for summer months.
And tube tops.
If daughter was to have walked past you while growing up in something similar to the Daisy Dukes,
Oh, I
what would
wouldn't
the
have
consequence have been?
Ooh, yes.
What would the consequence have been? I'm wondering.
Good question.
Go back into your room and change.
Yeah, it would have been a
Yeah.
argument.
I don't like my daughter wearing what she calls them, what does she call them? Girlfriend jeans? Boyfriend jeans?
boyfriend jeans.
Boyfriend
baggy.
jeans. They basically, somebody sold her a new pair of pants that have a bunch of holes in them.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
90s.
90s.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's kind of the grunge, like pre-holes.
I'm not thrilled when she wears those to school.
I know, but every generation has their
I
thing.
know.
My dad, I never saw that man, Herm Braxton, I never saw him in anything other than a suit and tie.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the way he loved it.
Proper man.
But that was not the style when I was growing up. And, he actually worked in retail and would like hem pants. But I had to have those wide leg, think ladies back in the 70s. 80s, the wide leg pants, they had to drag on the ground.
Yes.
He would like hem them so it killed that
Yeah.
man, but he loved his girl.
Yeah.
And he couldn't stand it, but he did it because that was the fashion.
Well, and then it carried through for so long. I mean, remember guys, like it would just be dragging under their tennis shoe and there's like strings of it hanging out, and adults, they're just like, how are you going to be taken seriously? You're not going to get a job looking like that, and
Oh,
now I
you
would
did
totally
okay.
be that way,
Brenda, I'll add to your point real quickly. If you're somewhat familiar or somewhat new, I should say, to the show or the program, if you don't know, Brenda Braxton spent many years of her youth in McMinnville. That's where she
Yes.
grew up.
Yep.
And one of the first times I went down to McMinnville to cover a story for KGW, the person I was talking to, who was a lifelong McMinnville resident, said, by the way, Brenda Braxton, love her. And her dad, I got to tell you, Drew, her dad, the sharpest dressed man to ever walk the streets of McMinnville. So to your point about him always wearing the suit, people noticed.
He used to mow our lawn in old dress slacks, old dress shoes, and
That's
a short
exactly
sleeve
what my dad
dress.
did, Brenda, too.
Shirt.
Yes,
long
Dockers
sleeve
and like
dress?
old
Short
leather,
sleeve dress
like kind of old work loafers.
Yep.
That was his
Love
work,
that.
like gardening
Isn't that
wear.
hilarious?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, my wife gets mad when I wear like the newer tennis shoes because I usually only have like one pair. I kind of wear them till they just cannot be on anyone's feet
You
anymore.
got a shoe thing, dude.
I wear them till they die.
You do. You really
and
literally do.
And I don't really wear many at the same time. I wear the same few until they just fall apart on my feet, and then I get new ones. So anyway, my wife will see me wearing like the newer tennis shoes. Like, what are you wearing those for? Those are new. I'm like, that's what I got.
That's what they're for.
I like Renee Robertson's. I think I have this pet peeve too. I didn't really realize it until you mentioned it. People who wear their sunglasses in the store or inside,
Yes.
unless they've recently had their eyes dilated.
My mom
She's like,
does that.
take them off. You don't need them in a store.
It's funny, and we all have these little things that bug us, but it's funny what does. Like, Renee, why does that bug you?
Yeah.
No, it's funny.
I'm not bugged by anything that people wear. I enjoy letting people be themselves.
You asked, pet peeve. All right, let's get back to what are you guys doing this weekend? Because I saw a lot of really good responses, but we got on clothes. I apologize.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying, John Noe was saying he's going to the new Shake Shack. He's going to get what was it?
Where does that come from, by the way? Is that a California
New
restaurant?
York.
It comes from New York,
Yeah.
Shake Shack.
He's going to take the kids to the park and go to Shake Shack today.
Annette Parker says she's going to barbecue.
Nice.
I like
Julie
that.
Wyatt going hiking after work today, going kayaking Saturday and Sunday. Those river temps, we did a story on this, anywhere from about 45 to 50 degrees. And obviously the rivers are not safe to actually go swimming in right now. But use caution out there. If something would happen and you would end up in the water, those are still hypothermic temperatures.
Yeah, wear your life jacket, but that's awesome you're getting out on the water.
Valerie says she's putting her tomato plants outside
Saw that.
this weekend.
Thank you, Valerie, for chiming in this morning on the stream.
That's what I always, I just never know like when to start, because I've been really itching to like start getting some plants that I normally, annuals and stuff in, but Rod, sometimes you freak me out. Not you, but
I mean, typically May 1st
overnight.
is kind of the generic, it's okay date.
Okay.
I mean, right now I would say it's okay for 98% of us here on the west side. It's still possible parts of Washington County, typical cold spots could squeeze a 32 at some point, but you're probably okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you read Julie Wyatt's yet? Did I miss that? Going hiking after work today, going kayaking Saturday and Sunday. That sounds fun.
Oh yeah, Saturday Market opens tomorrow.
And Oaks Park opens this weekend, right?
Park opens tomorrow as well. All the rides and mini golf and all that stuff.
Saturday Market was 100% closed all of last year, right? It never opened up, obviously, for the season and never opened up even in the fall. Am I right in saying that? I feel like this is the first time Saturday Market has
Well,
been
I
here
think
in
it's
over a
shut
year.
down in the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was also something that we were kind of going back and forth about before the show started today. Which is, what do you consider hot?
Oh, yes.
And Ann Catherine says, I do not enjoy 80-degree weather, especially this early. I prefer fall. And Rod was giving us trouble.
Brenda and I were duking
saying-
it out.
Yeah, we kind of were. Because you were like, stop saying it's hot. And I'm like, if I'm sitting outside in the sun and
I
it's
get
80,
it.
82, that's hot to me.
I got a sunburn yesterday, but
Oh my gosh, I have the funniest, the farmer's tan is usually like on the neck or whatever. I went outside and sat in the sun. I had on just like sweats, so they were kind of gathered at my ankles.
Well, that's why you were hot.
No. I was sitting there, and when I went in, I thought I should probably change. Now, from my ankle down to my foot is
You got a
brown,
little tan?
and from the rest of my leg is a whole different color. I was like,
You've got time to fix it.
Yeah, I do.
I do have one fashion, pet peeve when it comes to the summer. I just thought about this as you were talking, Brenda. Yesterday in my house, the boys were going out to take the dog for a walk because we asked them to because they weren't doing anything else productive in the house. And they left to go outside. I take a look back and I see that they're both wearing sweatpants. One of them had a sweat jacket with a hood on. And I was like, whoa, this tells me you haven't been outside today. It's 76 degrees.
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot let you go outside right now and walk that dog in sweatpants.
Why?
It just looked ridiculous.
let him do it.
Not.
Brenda.
Do you know why? This is so funny. I'm with Caleb and
old enough.
Chase because I was outside. Jeff loves the sun. He's out there, no shirt. He's mowing the lawn.
No shirt.
Yeah, no shirt. And he looks darn good with no shirt.
Oh!
Yes, he does.
Pictures, please.
But anyway, I've got my hoodie up and I've got the long pants on. I'm like, this does not need any more sun.
So you think they were just being very protective of the skin, my boys?
No, I don't. But that made me think of me.
I just think they realized that we're not still in December. They're all thrown off by the fact that they're not going to school full time. So they just had no
Let
idea.
them come
It's
back
their
sweating
Irish
in there and they'll
roots.
figure it out.
They've got that fair skin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, their mom, Mia, my wife is part Indonesian, and her family tans quite nicely. She tans quite nicely. Her husband, me, burns like there's no tomorrow. So I'm still hoping, it's kind of like boys are somewhere in the middle, and I hope as they grow older, they do kind of lean towards more of that tanning skin than that burning skin.
Yeah.
Julie Wyatt says anything over 68 degrees feels hot to me.
Courtney Willingham on YouTube says hot is anything over 72.
Hot? So Rod, I understand
Then what
your
is
point.
90?
Right.
So tell me if
scorching.
72
It's
is hot. What
still
is
hot.
90?
Hot.
Is that
It's really hot.
Okay. All right.
It is hard to say 80 is hot, but if you're standing outside in 80s in the sun with no shade, you're going to get hot. Like
Well,
you're going
and
to
then,
feel warm.
you know, cards on the table. I grew up in a very hot climate by any measuring stick, similar to the climate that Brenda had when she was going to college down in Louisiana. So to me, I mean, I honestly tell people growing up in Missouri, Portland's hottest day, like the hottest ever. Mm-hmm. To me, it's just not hot by Missouri
humidity,
standards.
right? It's the
just not,
humidity.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's where I come from.
We do get more 100-degree days here. I will tell you this right now. I've seen more 100-degree days here in Portland than I saw growing up in Philadelphia. We didn't really go over 100 in Philly. What you got a lot of was 95, and it was humid as all get out.
It's easier for drier air to
What did we just see,
So what
Director
and why?
Brian?
What and why?
wants his
Satan
weather
called.
back.
He wants his weather back. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if we're there yet.
Yeah,
Save that for July and August.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Brian Matthews, our esteemed director. Emmy worthy, I'll say. Oh, Brian Folsom, our producer, is responsible for that sign. He's a funny one, that Folsom.
Ann Catherine is going to be staying in this weekend. She's studying with the AC on. What are you studying, Ann? Let us
Yeah,
know.
what are we studying?
Maybe we could help. We're pretty smart.
No, we're not.
What do you need help with?
I'm not. Renee Robertson says 95 is hot. I don't mind the low to mid 80s. I've been living overseas in hot climates for 15 years. Kirsty Shirk says my grandson wears shorts all year, but he wears sweatshirts. She loves 80 degrees.
Now, Engineer Sean is our guy here at the station that wears shorts all year.
Yeah.
One of
he
our
does.
engineers. Yeah.
And then in July and August, you know, he comes to work in the Speedo, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
That was you.
Are your Speedo days over?
I think so.
Yeah.
They were never
And the
here.
world
They were
says
only
thank
here
you.
for television purposes, for easy comic
For the
relief
biggest audience.
during the Sunrise show. But the Speedo was never actually part of the
That was
real
a
wardrobe.
Did you
funny
have to
bit.
go to a store and like say I
No,
need to
it was
purchase
given
a
to me.
Speedo? It was given to you.
I went out to do a
You wore somebody
what's that
else's
sport
Speedo?
called when people the polo. Water polo. What's that sport? I went out to do a water polo story at one of the high schools out in the Beaverton School District years ago. When I got there,
They were like, "Here's an extra."
the coach was like, "Got something for you, Drew. I know you'll wear it. You're funny." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" But I put it on. I remember that day still clearly, Brenda. I remember sitting there against the goalpost, and I kind of put my leg up in my Speedo.
No.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Why?
And like just to make Russ and Brenda, Russ Lewis, our former Sunrise anchor, and Brenda Braxton, our current Sunrise anchor, just to make them completely uncomfortable. I wasn't thinking about the tens of thousands of people who would also be uncomfortable watching that morning. I just thought of those two, like, hey guys,
Was it the back view?
what do you mean? No, it was the front. But I was not right in
does
front
not
of the camera.
age well.
There was some distance between me and the camera at least, but that was the shot.
Okay. Friday.
It's not okay.
Friday.
So bad, actually, we're leaving.
You guys have a wonderful,
just got the
wonderful
hook.
weekend. Enjoy the weather. We'll see you back here on Monday.